What is cracking, guys? Mellowlink here. Just thought it'd be pretty fun to make a video on who I think will make it into the base roster for Tekken 8. Obviously, with such a wide cast of over 40, I think it's about 50 characters now, it will be hard to choose the obviously the base roster, but I think I've narrowed it down to a pretty good list, which I think is pretty authentic and should represent the state of the game, without including anyone too broken, and obviously no guest characters because that'll be from scratch. So let's have a quick look. So clearly the golden boy is going to make it back. We've seen him. That's an actual screenshot of Tekken 8. Not really much to add on this one. Obviously the new protagonist, great to have him in there. Obviously looks awesome, and his new design's great. So then we got his daddy. Clearly it's going to make it as well. He's already in there. I'm really excited to see what they do with existing moves, and see what new moves and mechanics they add to the game. But yeah, like with those two already, I'm already set. Like I'll probably main one of those unless there's like another character, maybe Dragonov. We'll see if he makes it in. But yeah, Kazuya's always been one of my long-time favorites, so really excited for him. So Alyssa, the reason I include her, so this is not a list of what I want in the game, it's what I actually think will appear in the game. So for Alyssa, she was obviously a big part of the story there, in Tekken 7. Went along with Jin the whole way, along with a few other characters, which I'll mention in a little bit. But I reckon it's a no-brainer. She's going to make it just for story reasons. In terms of actual gameplay, like, I mean, she's okay. Like, she's just meh to me. I don't really care if she's in it or not, but I really think she will make it just based on story reasons. Lars is one of those characters as well. So Lars was in the whole story. Whilst Jin was standing on the building and in the ending scene of Tekken 7, obviously Lars was there. So I think there's a huge chance he's going to make it in there, if not guaranteed. And he's one of the characters that I play as well. So I'm really excited for Lars. Lars is such a unique fighting style as well. And I really think there's they really need to include a lot of diverse fighting styles. So I don't think there'll be a lot of clones or similar fighting styles in at least the base roster, maybe down the line. But yeah, Lars is definitely unique, so I reckon he'll make it as well. Lee was one of those characters as well that was on the balcony there, sort of leading Jin around on his quest in Tekken 7. So I think it's a no-brainer. Lee will make it as well. Also very unique fighting style, and he's quite popular as well. So I think, yeah, that one, he'll make it. Hwoarang, one of many characters that are very iconic to the series. Taekwondo, another fighting style, obviously needs to be represented, and yeah, he obviously is super popular as well. I don't think it would be Tekken without Hwoarang, and a lot of these other characters which I'll include. So here we have a very cool concept art of Yoshimitsu. I think Yoshimitsu will be in every iteration of Tekken forever. He's also made his way into other games as well. So there's a pretty cool vision of what he could look like, but I think it's a no-brainer. He will make it, and I've never really met anyone who looks at a picture of Yoshimitsu and doesn't think it's pretty cool. So yeah, can you make it? King, another one of those, super popular. You need a wrestler in the game, in a fighting game, just to make it diverse, and he's obviously really popular as well. He's not really in the canon story, like the main story, but he's always been there in the background. And I think, yeah, he's probably the most perfect embodiment of wrestling you can get. So Paul, again, one of those guys that's just always there in the background. Very iconic. You show anyone a game of Tekken, or like say, do you remember Tekken? They'll probably remember either Eddie Gordo or Paul's hair. So I think it's a no-brainer. He's going to make it as well. Also, we can't have a Tekken without Death Fist. So that's I really hope he makes it. Law, again, Bruce Lee concept is very common in these games. In any fighting game, there's usually some sort of Bruce Lee iteration in there. So I think it's a no-brainer that Law will make it. Again, his flip kicks are very iconic. You ask anybody all the way back to Tekken 3, what do you remember about Tekken? I'll probably say his flip kicks as one of the examples. So as I mentioned earlier, Eddie, I know he's not that popular. He's not played that much, but he is, like, how do I say? He is spoken about in the Tekken community, and without him, I know there'll be a lot of Twitter trolls just asking for Eddie over and over again, even though they won't even play him. So I reckon, yeah, without a doubt, Eddie's going to make one there. He'll make his appearance, and he'll, like, again, Capoeira, I think he is pretty underrepresented. So him being in it, I think, you know, we need more fighting styles like that. And obviously he's so unique that there's no way they won't include him. Xiaoyu, another one of those. Her fighting style is way too unique to the game to not include. I think she'll always be in the base roster. She also has some sort of weird attachment with Jin story-wise, so I think there's absolutely zero chance she won't make it. I know she's a pain to fight, but she's just way too iconic to not be in the game. Nina is like, see, I have a weird, like, opinion on Nina. She's one of those main characters, but yeah, never really in the story. So I feel like she'll make it in every version of Tekken, but I just don't know why either. I don't even know if she's that popular. To be honest, I think she's a bit boring. But I mean, I think Harada seems to like her, so I think she'll make it into the game in the base roster for sure. So here's a cool concept art I found of Jack 8. Jack, I feel like, yeah, every iteration of Jack is different, but the same. He's always going to make it in there. He's one of those characters that's always going to come back. Super unique design as well. He's a robot. Like, this is part of Tekken's unique identity. You know, with things such as they got bears in there. They got, like, people shooting lightning out of their hands. They got robots, chainsaws. Like, of course he's going to make it back. And to be honest, I hope he looks like this. Brian, another one of those. Like, I was really thinking about it yesterday, and I was really excited to think about how Brian would be in Tekken 8. I think he's a super viable character against any opponent in the game. I think he can compete on all levels, just depending on how good your skill level and execution is. So, Brian's a no-brainer here. So Feng, the reason we got this pick is obviously his latest patch is just Buff City. You know, he's highly represented in tournaments as well. In the online scene, he's highly represented. Pro players play him. He has a unique fighting style to an extent. And just look at those eyebrows. I mean, he's got to make it into the game, right? And I'm sure, yeah, as you can see, he's happy about his buff. So I think he's going to make it in there, to be honest. He's not obviously that integral to the story, but yeah, as I said, with how popular he is and how much he's used, I think he's going to make it in. So we got Drag here. I know he hasn't been in it for that many games. I think he's that sort of iconic. He's like one of the new iconic characters. I think he will definitely make it back. Nobody fights like him. And also in around season 1 to season 2, he was used non-stop in top play. So from a competitive standpoint as well, there's no reason why they shouldn't add him. So with all those factors, I think for sure he'll get in. And so this one, obviously he wasn't even in Tekken 7, so you're probably thinking, why would I include him in the base roster for Tekken 8? So it's not so much him necessarily, it's a Muay Thai fighting style. So I know a lot of people are asking for Bruce. They ended up getting this bloke. Okay, that's not the photo. They ended up getting this bloke. And he was obviously not too well received there. I love him personally, and it's so fun to play him. If he comes back, I'll be stoked. But even if it's Bruce, I'll also be happy. I think they need to include a Muay Thai fighting style in the game, and I think it'll be one of these guys for sure. I'm leaning more towards Fucking Ram just because he's a new original character. So I think there's more chance of him being included there. Yeah, Bruce is like a fan favorite, so there's a big chance of him as well appearing. And I don't think if they were going to include a Muay Thai fighting style, it would be Josie, because Josie's design is absolutely horrible in my opinion. Absolutely terrible. Moveset is okay. Actually, moveset's pretty good. But in terms of you know, her actual design for her character, it's no good at all. Like, just cries when she wins, cries when she loses. It's just not interesting, just boring, not really that great aesthetically. So I reckon it's one of these guys. And for the final character of the starting roster, I genuinely believe there's no way Heihachi won't make it in. And I don't think he'll have anything to do with the story at all, but his fighting style is just so iconic to the series, and him as a character has been in the story. I really think there is absolutely no chance that he won't make it into the game. Also, how sick would it be to have a Robo Heihachi doing wind turbine jet fist? It would be amazing in my opinion. So I'm really happy for this. I know it's all just rumors and hearsay, but I really think he'll make it into the base roster there. Just way too important to not include. And of course, yeah, it could be DLC down the track, but I think he's going to make it in the base roster. So that basically rounds it off to 20 characters. That's who I think will be in the game. Let me know what you guys think, if you agree or you think other characters would be in it. I'm really excited to see what happens next. I hope they release like character trailer by trailer, maybe once a month. That'll be awesome. That'll be perfect, but probably won't get that. I think Game Awards would be the next reveal. But yeah, this is my starting roster, what I think. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take it easy for now. Peace.